Greetings, citizens of the galaxy. Welcome to Swtor Gaming.
Welcome.
I believe the Force has guided you to me.
Who we truly are is defined by our actions.
Hello everybody, Swtor Gaming, and here's episode 1, season 2 Mandalorian review. Now this had a lot of, it was a pretty, for me it was a really good episode. Nothing big, but I never like the first episode to start off with something like bang bam, like some big clash. No, it actually developed the story really well, and it gave us again a kind of expected surprise at the end. So first, I'm going to try to go through this as quick as I can, and I might skip over some things, and then I'm going to go to my thoughts of the first episode. So, beginning, Mandalorian, picking up the plot from Season 1, is trying to get the child back to its home planet. So, in order to do that, he's trying to find other Mandalorians that survived that could tell him more of the Jedi. Because he was a foundling, he doesn't really understand about too much about the long-standing feud between the Jedi and the Mandalorians. In the flashback they have in the beginning, which you can also skip, which is great. It'll save you time if you already did a recap to catch up. The armorer told them about the feud between the Jedi and Mandalorian the Great, which is pretty awesome to get that included. So he goes to find an underworld information broker. That information broker is more interested in getting his hands on the Beskar, which gives you given the state of the galaxy, is still something real valuable. So imagine walking around with a lot of bling and being a badass at the same time. So of course he thinking that he's got all these guards, this and that, and that's that. By the way, that's that scene that we saw in the trailer in the arena, where that scene in the trailer where the child, puts on this blast shield for his floating crib. That's pretty much what goes down. Mandalorian asks him for information. The information broker tries to get him to make a bet, and he goes, well, I'm not really interested in that. I just would like the information. I'm willing to buy it off of you. And, he pretty much lets him know that he makes his bets a sure thing. Shoots one of the competitors that he said he was going to lose, and then fails at trying to get the armor off the Mandalorian. So he uses needler and shoots a little, I forgot what it's called, I don't know if it was the Way of the Eagle or whatever, and shoots little needler explosives at all the other guards. The information broker tries to get away, and you have a scene kind of like Batman. He gets grappled by his ankles and held upside down, and information broker is begging for his life. He's like, look, I promise you, if you give me the information, you won't die by my hand. And since we all saw what happened in the beginning, we could pretty much guess what was going to happen to him. So Mandalorian's honorable, keeps his word, but there's these creatures that were lurking as Mandalorian was walking. It was subtle, like if you weren't paying attention to the surroundings, you wouldn't have noticed all those red eyes. Well, those creatures come out and they tear this guy to pieces, but not before the Mandalorian finds out that there's another Mandalorian on Tatooine. So going into it, we knew Cobb Vanth and Boba Fett were going to appear. Maybe we were going to get Dathomir Morrison possibly as Rex too. We weren't sure, but it was confirmed that Boba Fett and Cobb Vanth would both appear, and spoiler alert, there's going to be spoilers in this. They did. So, first he goes to Tatooine, meets with Amy Sedaris' character, the woman that was taking care of the child while he went to help the young bounty hunter in Season 1. He meets her again, he lands the ship in her garage, and tries to find out where this Mandalorian is located. Again, I forget the town. It's another one of the mosses. But apparently, in one of the more modern maps, the town doesn't appear on the map because as you find out, and most people know from Aftermath, that Cobb Vanth freed it from slavery. After Jabba was destroyed after the Imperials left. There was, like, a lot of the galaxy, there was destabilization, and whoever could take control just moved in and tried to take control. So, going right into it, he goes into town, and people are looking at him and thinking, wondering who he is, because they're used to seeing Cobb Vanth with the Mandalorian armor. And he goes to the canteen and says, "Look, I am trying to look for a Mandalorian." I'm like, "Well, what do they look like?" He's like, "Somebody looks like me." "Oh, you mean the Marshal?" Sure enough, Cobb Vanth shows up. He's like, "So, you're a Mandalorian. You're probably not too happy that I'm wearing your armor, so I'm guessing one of us is going to walk out of here." But then I saw the child. I was like, well, maybe it doesn't have to be that way. And he offers him a drink, sits down, and he removes his helmet. What's awesome about that is that even without you seeing his face, like the physical acting that each one of these actors, because there's 3 guys who are playing, at least in season 1, the Mandalorian, so we don't know who is actually in that suit, but you can tell, like, as soon as he takes off his helmet, Mando knows that he's not a Mandalorian. It's even before Cobb Vanth says, "I've never seen a Mandalorian before," and that kind of pisses off the Mandalorian. He goes, "Well, look, you're taking off that armor, or I'm taking it off you." And they're about to about to shoot each other, so there's this loud rumbling starts happening, and then you see what I thought was going to be maybe a Sarlacc moving like they did in Dune. Like the sandworms in Dune, and to my surprise, it was a Krayt dragon. The Krayt dragon goes through town, and apparently it's been terrorizing this town for a while. So Cobb Vanth goes, "Hey, look, I need help. I've been protecting these people in this town for a long time, and they come to rely on me, but you want this armor, and this armor's been helping me do that. So I need your help in killing this Krayt dragon." Mando goes, "I'll just shoot it out of the sky." He's like, "Look, as soon as you bring your ship down here, you'll feel the vibration and it'll go hide. But I know where it lives." So they trek across Tatooine in their speeders, and they get close to the cave, and then they encounter some Tusken Raiders. Now, if you remember from the Aftermath series, Cobb Vanth also had been protecting the town from the Tusken Raiders successfully. They would attack him, and he would take twice their number, so he has a long-standing feud with these people. What we see before the Raiders, we see these, I'd like to say either mutated womp rats, like really, really big womp rats, or something else. They look like these little dogs with, that's what they might be actually, just giant mutated womp rats. So, Mando speaks Tusken to them, and they don't treat him as an enemy, and Tusken Raiders come out, and Mando speaks Tusken to them, and he goes, "Well, what are they doing here?" They go, "They also want to kill the Krayt dragon, and we're going to need their help." So the parlay with Tuskens, and almost another kind of problem breaks out because Timothy Oliphant, aka Cobb Vanth, is very wary of the Tuskens because of their feud, and when they hand him something, which apparently smelled so bad that there was this black kind of like smoke coming up from it, and he kind of like, "Oh, I don't want to drink this. It smells terrible." And then rejecting it, kind of like with a rejecting mannerism, the Tusken gets really upset. Mandalorian tells him, "Hey, look, you guys steal their water, and now all of a sudden, now when they offer you water, you don't want to drink it. That's really offensive to this guy." And so the problem almost breaks out. They're about to fight each other. Cobb Vanth is going to put a bullet hole in one of them, or blaster hole in one of them, and then Mando has to part both of them with his flamethrower. And he goes, "Look, if we fight amongst each other, the dragon's going to kill us all." So they go and try to make a plan. The Tusken said, they're used to feeding this thing, they'll go back sleep for a long time. So apparently they try to feed it a bantha, and it eats a bantha and 2 Tuskens. It's like, all right, well, I guess they're going to be open to suggestions now. And they make a plan. Well, we don't have enough people, so they decide to go back to the town and try to convince the townspeople to join the Tuscans, trying to get rid of this thing. Long story short, they try to fight the dragon. Their plan, after a couple minutes goes to plan, is where they plant explosives. We get this thing to walk over the explosives. Boom, it dies, which is very reminiscent of KOTOR. If you guys remember the game, was the actual plan of the game. And lure the dragon out, have him walk over the explosives. Well, unlike the game, this does not go to plan. So eventually they have to go to the skies to try to distract it. When the Krayt dragon somehow digs through one of the rocky plains and starts shooting acid from its mouth. If you remember, guys who play Swtor, the Kell dragon does the same, obviously. It's amazing. It was amazing action sequence, which I thought, like, I didn't really know if they were going to actually kill this thing. I mean, generally, you know, because if they don't kill it, there can't be an episode 2. But it was fun. It was action-packed. Eventually, the Mando, you know, tells Cobb Vanth to go take care of the child, and he lures the Krayt dragon to swallow a bantha full of dynamite, and he takes his cycler rifle and shocks him, and then flies out of there using the Way of the Phoenix, his jetpack. Boom, blows him up. The Tuscans get to keep the meat. Mando keeps a bit of meat for himself, and he gives him Boba Fett armor. Which was really cool too is you see the Sand People holding up the Krayt Dragon Pearl, which again reminds me of KOTOR. Such a great game. If you guys haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, which is a precursor to SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic. So then, the last scene, we get the scene which is going to be my thumb. It's Temuera Morrison as Boba Fett. Now, we don't know for sure, but it's almost 100% obvious that that's going to be Boba Fett. It'd be a twist if it was Rex, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure it's Boba Fett. It's going to be interesting to see if the second season if Boba Fett's trying to get his armor back. Or maybe Boba Fett's hired to hunt the Mandalorian because, you know. But we see he has a similar cycler. I'm trying to remember if he had it. It looks like he had a gaffy stick on him. So who knows? Maybe he's been living undercover as a sand person. Who knows? We'll have to see. I'll have to check that back again. But anyway, I enjoyed the episode. The episode was fun. It set the groundwork for what the season is going to be about. And you got to see Cobb Vanth from the Aftermath novels, and you got to see Boba Fett, possibly. I mean, again, it could be something to throw us off to make us think it's Boba Fett, and it's actually not. So that's my review, my overview, and then I just what my thoughts were. I thought it was a fun episode. It was great to start it off. I'm probably gonna watch it 3 or 4 more times until figure out how I really feel about it. I think it was fine though. I mean, nothing super exciting. It was great to see a Krayt dragon, because I thought for the most part they were extinct. It looks like they were. It looks like a Kell dragon lived long enough to grow into a giant Krayt dragon. And the legend of the Mandalorian keeps growing. I mean, sooner or later he's going to be a big legendary figure in the galaxy, if you think about it. So, I mean, guys, tell me what you thought. Comment in the space below, and we'll get to talk about it. All right? Take care, guys. SWTOR Gaming signing off, and may the Force your will further your destiny. Always.